General Gnassingbé Eyadéma of Togo. General Gnassingbé Eyadéma of Togo came into power in 1967 after a coup. He was both head of the army and a member of the Northern Kabila tribe, who set out to consolidate power and build a regime that lasted well into the 1990s. In 1969, he made sure that his party, Rally of the Togolese People (RPT), was the sole legal party in the country. He replaced the old trade unions with the National Confederation of Togolese Workers, known as CNTT, and made sure that he repressed any old activists and oppositions to the new government. An unsuccessful coup in 1977 only served to strengthen his hand. It allowed him to vilify his opposition leaders like Olympio and his family. During a congress of the RPT in 1978, they used the opportunity to denounce corruption, raise producer prices, and initiate land reform. They even enacted a new constitution. Under that constitution, Eyadema was able to run unopposed for president and won. He even decided to start liberalizing the Togolese political system by allowing contested elections in March of 1985. However, opposition to his regime only increased. A series of bomb explosions in August of 1985 led to a government crackdown, allegations of human rights abuses, and attempted invasion by exiles from Ghana. France even sent him 250 troops to help consolidate his power, which allowed him to defeat the opposition. After that, he won another 7-year term as president in 1986. After violent protests in March of 1991, Eyadema agreed to legalize opposition parties, granted amnesty to the protesters, and allowed a national conference that would chart the course for multi-party democracy. Out of that conference, 10 opposition parties emerged. They set up a transitional High Council of the Republic known as the HCR. The HCR appointed Koku Kofigo as transitional prime minister. However, the army did not agree with these changes. They surrounded the conference hall, seized the state radio station, tried to kidnap Kofigo, and even fought a series of street battles with the protesters. After many months of struggling, the army units finally attacked the prime minister's office, seized Kofigo, and forced him to dissolve the transitional government. The struggle continued into 1992, and Eyadema ran in elections, decided he wanted to accept a proposed constitution and set the minimum age so high so that Kofigo was ineligible to run. However, the HCR agreed to provisions that guaranteed significant Kabila representation in the future parliament, while Eyadema and most of the army were Kabila, so they could keep their power. The protesters, however, were Iwe. Eyadema's soldiers attacked the opposition figures, including Tavio Amorin, who was leader of the Pan-African Socialist Party and a harsh critic of the president. Amorin was even gunned down in broad daylight in the center of the capital. After voters finally approved a new constitution in September 1992, soldiers took the HCR members hostage until a strike and moves by France and the United States to cut off aid, which forced the government to give up. Opposition parties in Togo refused to participate in the elections held in August 1993, and Eyadema won an unopposed victory. He survived an attempted coup by the dissidents who were based in Ghana sometime in January 1994. When an opposition party appeared to have won more seats in the February 1994 elections, Eyadema had the Supreme Court order by-elections in 3 constituencies that gave his supporters a plurality, and he then split the opposition coalition by making the head of his junior partner the prime minister. This enabled him to remain in control under the guise of legality. So Eyadema was able to continue ruling for Togo well into the 90s.